Hey everybody, welcome to Theory Thursday. This is lesson number 22. I'm Alex Bourne from Rockwell Guitar School in Shoreview, Minnesota, and today we're going to be talking about the eighth note rest. Okay? So, you're going to want to have completed lesson number 21 on the eighth note because the principle is basically the same for a rest, except it's a silent amount of time. Okay? So here's what an eighth note rest looks like. Okay. You remember that an eighth note has one flag extending from the stem. Okay. With an eighth note rest, we have one of these little curly things here extending from the stem. Okay. So as you get further into rests, you'll see sixteenths. Those will have two curls. 32nds will have three curls, so on and so forth. Once again, it's fractions, okay? So you're going to want to practice drawing these eighth notes, just like eighth note rests, just like this, okay? It's important to have good penmanship because it's becoming harder and harder to find these days with the advent of computer notation technology. Okay, so go ahead and practice that in the staff up here. Here's a diagram similar to the note diagrams that we've had in the past. Once again, the underlying principle here is fractions. It's all about fractions, okay? So here's a whole rest. You divide it in two, you get half rests, okay? You divide those in two, you get quarter rests. And you divide those in two, you get eighth rests, okay? Divide those in two, you're going to have 16th rests, okay? We'll get into that later. Here's another way of presenting the information, just all in eighth notes. So 2 eighth notes equal a quarter, 4 eighth notes equal a half, 8 eighths equal a whole, okay? Are you seeing the fraction patterns yet? In 4/4 time, 1/8 rest equals half of a beat, okay? So this is how you would count it out. If your beats are passing like 1, 2, 3, 4, then the eighth notes are going to be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So, bop, 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 bop. Those are, that's the way eighth notes will sound. Okay? If you're going faster, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth notes are going to be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So it's all fractions of however fast the beat is going. Okay? So here's some activities. Fill in the missing beats with the appropriate rests. Use only quarter and or eighth rests. Okay, so figure out what's missing and go ahead and fill it in. Okay, it looks like you have all your bar lines here, so that's not going to be a problem. But each bar needs to have 2 beats. Looks like you have one here, so you're going to use only rests to fill in the missing pieces. Okay, so you need 1 beat worth of rests. And now it doesn't say it here, but you could technically do either a quarter rest or an eighth note rest, or 2 eighth note rests. Okay, and that would give you the beat of silence that you're missing. However, you're never going to see 2 eighth notes in a row, 2 eighth note rests in a row. Okay, not in professionally written music. So that would be an incorrect answer. You're going to want a quarter note rest here, okay? For example, right here, where you have 1.5 beats, you have half a beat of silence to fill up. So you're going to need an eighth note rests, okay? That would complete that bar. Okay, watch your time signatures. Here is the same thing, except we're dealing with 3 beats per measure, okay? So figure out what you have and fill in the missing space with rests. Okay. Let's see what this says. First measure in each of the lines below is complete. Okay. So this is complete. This is complete. This is complete. You're going to want to add the correct time signature and complete the remaining measures. Write in the counting. Then count the beats and clap the rhythm. Okay, so this first beat is going to tell you the time signature. So count how many beats you have in the first measure here. So you have 2/8 notes. That's one beat. You have 1/8 note and 1/8 rest. So that's another beat there. Okay, so 2 beats in this measure. Quarter note gets 1 beat. Okay, so here's 1 beat. Here's 1 beat. Okay. So 2/4 is going to be the correct time signature. Now figure out what you're missing in the measures thereafter, and it doesn't say whether you need rests or notes. So go ahead and fill it in however you want. Just make sure you have 2 beats per measure here. Okay, and clap the rhythm. It will help. Okay, here you have 1, 2, 3 beats. So quarter note gets 1 beat. Okay, so it's gonna be 3/4 is the time signature. Now figure out what you're missing in the other bars and fill it in with rests or notes. So for example, here you have 2 beats. That's a half note. You have 1 beat of space to fill. So you do a quarter rest or a quarter note, or 2/8 notes, or 2/8 rests, or an 1/8 note and an 1/8 rest. You see all the possibilities here? All right, so I'm going to leave this one for you to figure out here. If you haven't noticed the pattern already, go back and study it. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm Alex Bourne, signing out.